Have you ever thought about diminishment versus growth? We're born into this world, into these bodies, into our families, being, let's call it, to a degree, clean slates, and having an intense curiosity about life, having an intense desire to reach out and learn and connect and be a part of everything. We have courage, unless it's been squashed, but let's call it the natural state of us when we're in that young and innocent stage is we have the courage to do so much more than what you and I might be willing to do now. I did a whole bunch of things when I was a kid that when I look back, I think to myself, how did I survive that? How did I not break some part of me? But also, where did the courage come from? What made me feel confident in doing things like that? Because now, not even just in physical activities, but in terms of like just reaching out and making connection with another person, making a connection with an animal, climbing a tree, things like that. It's things like that that I don't just immediately rush out to explore these things. I wait and I think about how other people might react to it, or I think about, is it a good idea? What if this and this happens? And now there's this whole process involved. And okay, sure, we could call it the learning process, but to a degree, that courage and that desire to connect and that willingness to express and that desire to explore life and be a part of everything and not judge, that's something that's a little bit different to just being cautious and having learned some life lessons. Because as we grow up, not only do we learn that in general people cannot be trusted and things like that, but we also learn that it's quite easy to get hurt, not only physically but emotionally as well. A lot of the time we don't learn how to actually deal with that, so we carry that hurt with us and we learn the wrong lessons from those little hurts. We learn how to protect ourselves from getting hurt again, rather than learning to still embrace life and not take it so personally. Not everything's about us, and sometimes the lesson to be learned is not the hurt in it, but some other thing that maybe this pain is now clouding us from being able to see and recognize the real lesson that could be learned in these little events in our lives. But furthermore, we lose touch with ourselves. We lose that curiosity to know why about everything. So instead of developing it more so that we understand ourselves more and understand each other more and can say, this is why I've been doing these things. I know because I've asked the question and I've explored the point for myself and I've looked into myself and I can see why. So I know this of me and within me. Therefore I know it within you. We don't do that though. We choose rather to look for other people to tell us theories as to why, and we stop asking why. Why do we feel a certain way? Why should I respond or deal with the situation in that way? And as we get older and as we stop this innocent exploration of life and the people around us and ourselves, we lose parts of ourselves, because they are the parts of ourselves that we had started exploring when we were young, but now, because we're not exploring anymore, those parts of us diminish and we forget, and it's almost like we become smaller and more confined and more limited, because we stopped really exploring life, and now we're just living in this box of, this is how things happen, this is how I react to these situations, this is how I deal with that kind of person, and this is how I feel when I'm in this situation, and this is what I like doing, and the other things I don't like doing, I'm not even going to go there, whatever. These are the type of people that I like, those are the type of people I don't like, so I'm not even going to think about saying hi or getting to know someone there. And all these definitions we give ourselves and that we give to each other and to life and everything around us, instead of being doorways to explore and learn and grow, we've turned them into more like walls that block us up and keep us from exploring, keep us from learning and growing. It feels like we lose ourselves, but also like we lose our connection to life. We lose that recognition that everything around us is life and has value and is just a different expression of life. And it's like within losing touch with that, we treat each other badly, we treat animals badly, we treat the planet badly, because we've stopped recognizing and we've forgotten that it's actually a part of us, in that I am an expression of life, and everything around me is simply an expression of the same thing, but in a different form. Doesn't mean that it doesn't have value, but the more we go down this road of limiting ourselves and diminishing everything around us, the less value we see in everything, the less value we give to everything, and the less we are willing to give to others, because in our minds they don't have value, they don't have enough value to justify giving a part of ourselves or a part of our things to them, even if it's the simple recognition that they have value and that they deserve to have a good life as much as anyone and anything else. So that's my little rant for the day. If you want to be part of the discussion, if you have any particular questions to ask me, leave a comment or send me a direct message. Otherwise, you can support me on Patreon. And that's it. So you'll see me next time.